Speaking of shoe selling, my wife and I decided to create this series and to document our journeys within the ladder towards financial freedom. So I have a dilemma, guys. I am in this awful situation where I made it as a reseller, I guess. I am at the point where I am able to pay my bills reselling. Like, my wife is a stay-at-home mom now. We just recently had our brand new daughter. So she is able to fulfill her dream of staying at home and taking care of our lovely little daughter. And my job is to make money, essentially, and help also with taking care of the little daughter. But I made a critical error. So right before we had our daughter, I decided to get a external space. In that external space, but dude, we just sold something for $132. Let's go.
Hold on. We gotta Ric Flair it. Woo!
So I'm sorry about that, but
we had a daughter.
Yeah, so we had a daughter, and I made a decision. My decision was I'm going to spend some money on getting an external space because at the time we're at about 3,000 pairs, and we ran out of space in our spot. So I'm like, all right, we're going to go to 4,000 pairs. We're going to take this to the moon. This is about to be awesome. We're going to 4,000 pairs. We're getting the external space. We're going to be able to afford it because of how great things are. We're doing like $18,000 and $19,000 in sales. Having a kid can't be that hard. We got this. We have the kid, y'all, and it's ridiculous. It's very, very difficult.
Just like Dogecoin, we flopped, y'all.
Right. Shut up. But it was way harder than we thought it was. So I'm thinking like I'll be able to do, because we were doing like 52 listings a day at the time. I'm thinking we'll be able to continue doing that. But however, we ended up doing like 10 listings a day, 15 listings a day, 0 listings sometimes. So all of that momentum went down, and I figured out how to sell items. I figured out how to like blow stuff out of my store. So I went from a sell-through rate of around like 22%. If you guys don't know what sell-through rate is, maybe I'll make a video in the future about it. But just, it means the percentage of your items that you are selling. But my sell-through rate went from about 20%, 22% per month to like 38%, 40% per month. So I was blowing through inventory. Went from selling like 400 or 500 items a month to selling 700, 800 items per month, almost 900. So we're killing it. It's beautiful. Here's the problem. After we decided to, not keep our production up because we had a kid and we thought this would be easier than it actually was, my bills went up here and my money went right there. So they're right there head to head. And as a result, I can't save any money anymore. I can't do anything that I want to do. I can't go to Chick-fil-A. I had to cut back on spending, start budgeting, all this type of ridiculous stuff because I don't make enough money. And unfortunately, all of my expenses are fixed. I can't do anything about them. I can't go live with my mom or live with her mom or get a roommate or something like that. I'm married with a kid. There's nothing I can do. So I have one solution. That's increase the money. I have to make more money. So this is what this video is about. What do I intend on doing in 2024 to make us more money? And I got a whole spreadsheet for you guys to make it really simple. So my goal is to make sure I answer these questions over here because I've shot this video like 9 times and I did it wrong each time. Now, number one, right now we're doing about about $19,000 in sales. TBH, this month, like in December, we did like 15.6, 15.7, but December is my slowest month. Usually I'm hovering between $17,000 to $18,000 in sales. But I believe that if we get to $22,000 in sales, we'll have about $11,000 in cash flow, which will put us in a position where we can breathe. We will have $2,000, $3,000 that we can save per month, and we will have a beautifully funded emergency fund. Everything in our lives will feel so much better. So the reason why the video is how can I go from $3,500 a week to $5,200 a week is because if you take 22,000 divided by 30 days, that's $733 a day. And then that is about $5,133 weekly, $5,200 like the video says. Now, why 9 weeks? The reason for that is if I currently list about 20 a day as my actual listing goal. I want to list 40 a day. I have listed 40 a day. I just don't do it very consistently. And if you look down at these obstacle overcomes, one of the big things is listing consistently. But we'll talk about that. Give me a little bit of time. Now, why 9 weeks? If we are listing 240 items a week, selling 180 items a week, then our store will grow by about 60 items per week. Thus, that will take us 10 weeks to get to 22,000 items and $22,000 in sales. Why does it equal 10 weeks? I know that I'm having to give you guys a bunch of context. You just don't know, and I have to explain it to you. I'm sorry. Right now, we're at about 2,100 items in the store, and we sell about 2,300 items every 90 days, which tells us that based off of our sell-through rate, if we had 2,700 items in the store, we would sell about 1,000 items per month. So if we can get to 2,700 items, we can sell 1,000 items, which hits us at our sales target of 22K. There's also other ways of doing it. You can increase your ASP. You can do several things, but right now we're only talking about just increasing the production, increasing the output. Now, listing 240 items a week would be me listing 40 items a day, 6 days a week. So I take a day off, spend time with my wife, spend time with my kid. It'll be beautiful. Or if I can be a savage like Tech and Nina, I'll be able to do 280 items a week, 40 items a day, 7 days a week. And then I will be growing the store by 100 items per week, which would be beautiful. Because at that point, we'd be able to do it in like 6 weeks. So if you take the midpoint between 6 weeks and like 11 weeks, then you get 9 weeks. It's technically the midpoint between 7 weeks and 11 weeks, but whatever. Now, let's talk a little bit about what's stopping me. I have a couple of obstacles that I have outlined here, and we'll talk about each one of them. Number one, and also I don't want to just give the obstacles without giving solutions. So we're going to go obstacle, solution, obstacle, solution, obstacle, solution. Number one, consistency. I am a most of the time kind of guy. I'm good at eBay. I do about $200,000 in sales per year. At least I did 200K last year, about 192, and this year I'm going to be at like right at the door of 200K, like 198, 199. But my consistency is most of the time. All this like 5 days a week, 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. But there's never been a time in my career where I have listed, 30 days in a row, 70 days in a row, 140 days in a row. That's never happened. So I want to improve my overall consistency, and my number one way of doing that is going to be through schedule. I actually made myself a schedule so I can figure out how much I'm working, where I can say, all right, I need to be doing these set of listings during these period of time. And if I do that, then it should be a lot easier for me to focus on getting my actual work done. Number two, we need to utilize this. Talking to you guys over here, utilizing my socials in order to get peer pressure. I need y'all to be like, Isaiah, get your stuff together. Do your work. Did you do your listings today? Are we going to get to these goals? And if I can use socials for a little bit of external peer pressure, it might change the environment that I see myself in so I can get my stuff done. And then finally, I need to prioritize listing over all else. I love League of Legends. I love hanging out with my wife. I love kissing on my baby. But I need to get these listings done as soon as possible so I can do all those things and we can finally get out of this right here. When you guys think about me, think about this right here. The idea of being stuck where you're essentially paycheck to paycheck. Now, number two, bill weeks are probably our most difficult thing to deal with because I have like $3,000-4,000, and that might be nothing for you guys, but like I live in the South where things are a lot cheaper. So, but I spend like a significant amount of money. Actually, that might not be a little bit of money because if you do $4,000 and you try to take it out of your cash flow in a week, that's really hard to pull off. So in order to ensure that bill weeks, which is the first through the fifth of every month, don't absolutely crush me and I can still buy inventory, number one, I need to list all of my inventory in a week. If I buy inventory on Saturday, by next Saturday, I need everything listed because if I have all of my inventory listed, all of my capital is deployed. And now I have the ability to make money off of all that inventory. Because if I am leaving inventory in the bags and I'm not getting that stuff listed, it puts me in a position where there might have been something in that bag that I would have sold today, and I could have been multiplying that money over the next week. So it's highly important to get everything listed within a week. If I buy 250 pairs this week, I need to have 250 pairs added to the store within that following week. Number two, diligent spending. We went to Mazio's in December. We went to Sonic in December. And like Mazio's was cool. Sonic was cool. We spent like $129 on personal spending. But we just need to be very, very careful about that so that we don't end up spending 300, 500, 700 on personal spending. And as a result, we're not appropriately utilizing our excess cash because that cash can be getting deployed into the business and multiplied for our sake. So that's number two for me. Number three is going to be diligent saving of excess cash. If I spend $1,000 on inventory this week and I receive $1,500 in cash flow, I need to make sure I cuff that $500. That $500 needs to go into a different bank account so that I'm not over here sending it to Mazio. So I'm not sending it to Sonic or Chick-fil-A. Like Isaiah needs that money. Mariah needs that money. Baby needs that money. So I need to be sure I'm highly diligent about saving the excess money to ensure that we will be okay. And then finally, lack of inventory can be a thing, but it's actually really easy to fix. It's more stores, more trips. I don't need to really go into much detail about how to go about doing that. It's literally just go to more places, or go to those places more times. If you do those two things, it's very, very easy to get the amount of inventory that you're looking for. Might not be at the price you're looking for, but if you're able to go to more places, you should be able to find more things. But there we go. That's the video. Greatly appreciate you guys. Hopefully provide some value to you. The goal is in 9 weeks from now, which is, hold on, let me pull up the thing one more time. February 25th to March 2nd, I want to do $5,200 in sales. That's the goal. $5,200 in sales in 9 weeks. And if I can do that, huh, my life will absolutely change. And I would just have to continue that momentum and not get sloppy, not get lazy, not take my foot off the gas. Because that is the thing that has poisoned me my entire career, and I should be so much further ahead than I am currently. I know some people will hear $200,000 in sales as a young 24-year-old and be like, oh man, that's so amazing, that's so great. But I feel like I have more potential than what I'm letting out, and I need to ensure that I'm doing what's necessary to release that potential. Because there's a lot of people out there that believe in me, and it's up to me to not let them down, including my wife, including my kid, and including my mentor. So I greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you for sitting here and listening to me today. We'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.